And now let's shift to what Biden is doing, because he knows he's sort of on borrowed time, but every now and again he has to pretend that he's really tough. So first off, he did not say anything about the Brett Kavanaugh situation. He's been questioned many times by the media. They usually just rush the media out. But he did not say anything about it at all. Here's a generic one from Biden, just about what he wants to do to his political opponents.
I have to admit to you, a lot of us elected officials have been in office for a while. Every once in a while, something you learn makes you viscerally angry. Like if you had the person in front of you, you'd want to pop them. No, I really mean it.
Oh, no, I really mean it. I'd want to pop them. Now, that's interesting, considering all the gun violence we've had for a while. Pop them. Now, he was going like this, so I think he meant punch him. But he wants to punch his political opponents, or maybe pop them. That's what Joe Biden wants to do. And no, I really mean it. No, I really mean it. It's not one of the usual nonsensical things that I say. I really want to punch or shoot these people. That's Joe Biden. But he basically spent his weekend covering his butt for all of the bad stuff that we see out there. Inflation, gas, supply chain, all of the rest of it. Jackie Kotowitz on Twitter had some interesting info on what's going on with the economy right now. Inflation just hit a new 40-year high. The overall CPI is up 8.6% since last year. Gas is up almost 49%. Fuel, 106%. Meat, poultry, and fish, 13%. Milk, 16%. Eggs, 32%. Coffee, 15%. Used cars, 16%. Airline fare, 38%. Real average hourly earnings down 3%. So the thing is a freaking disaster. And I would argue this is the greatest gift that he could hand AOC, because by governing so completely incompetently, it will fuel their base to say, oh, see, we had sort of this not fully woke progressive, this old guy, and he had something to do with Obama and whatever. But look, he wrecked everything. So we need someone even more radical, and someone even more into socialism, and someone more into big government. So she is going to stab you, Joe. I'm not here to do you any favors, but if any of your people are watching this, the progressives are coming to destroy you, fool. Now, there's more from Joe's trip to LA. That video we just showed you, that was in Los Angeles, the dystopian nightmare where I used to live of Los Angeles. I will put $5 in the jar to kick somebody out of Florida and send them to California. That's the new plan with this money. They asked Biden what he's doing about all of these problems, and you're not going to believe it, but he found somebody else to blame.
Well, he's labor from forehead to the tip of his toes. He used to run the laborers out union. Look, folks, today I'd like to speak about my top economic priority, fighting inflation. I understand Americans are anxious, and they're anxious for good reason. I was raised in a household when the price of gasoline rose precipitously. It was the discussion at the table. It made a difference when food prices went up. But we've never seen anything like Putin's tax on both food and gas.
All right, so first, usually, you get the rambling, right? You just get the blah, 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 blah. What's he saying? You don't really know. And then, of course, it has nothing to do with printing all of the money. It has nothing to do with all of their bad economic policies. This is Putin's price hike. Now, let's pretend for a second that there's some legitimacy to that there is this war between Russia and Ukraine, and that because of the resources and the oil and all of those things, that we live in this global world now. And when wars break out, especially with a big country that has a lot of resources like Russia, that it can affect the economies of other countries. Let's say that's roughly true, because there's obviously some truth to that. Isn't it the job of the presidents and the prime ministers of the other countries to figure out how to compensate for that? Like if one guy, if Putin can invade Ukraine and know that he can disrupt the entire world economy, wouldn't it be your job as the president of another country, say the United States of America, to have some firewalls in place, to have some policies perhaps in place that would stop our economy from tanking during that? I think that's what it would be, but that's not exactly what he's doing here. Also, he's just sort of incoherently saying that ExxonMobil is marking up their prices for profit. I don't know that that's even true, but also I don't blame oil companies for making money. I don't blame anyone for making money. I guess there's some level of some argument. Okay, maybe they're making too much money right now or something like that. I'm not even sure that that's actually a legit argument. But again, that's not why the economy is tanking. It's tanking because you guys are borrowing like crazy people, you're spending like crazy people, and you're printing money like crazy people. That's really the problem. It isn't just that when Putin goes into Ukraine that Exxon is like, now we'll stick it to the people. Like, that's just not how it works. They're making money. Exxon's making money because their stock is going up. But okay, let's move on. Here is, we're going to keep me on the screen for this one. Here's Biden with some more wizardry.
Exxon's profits, are you going to go after them?
We're going to make sure that everybody knows Exxon's profits. Why don't you tell them what Exxon's profits were this quarter? Exxon made more money than God this year.
Wow. God better get a new accountant. Exxon made more money than God. Good God, this man's an idiot. This man is an absolute idiot.